So I want to start from the beginning, Rasheed. Let's talk about where you from and your upbringing.
All right, it's crazy. So a lot of people know me from Decatur.
Mm-hmm.
A couple people know me from the West Side when I was younger, but actually, um, military kid. I was born actually. Nobody know this, but Bree and a couple other close friends, Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Albuquerque, New Mexico. Wow.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay. How long you was over there?
man. About till I was about 5 years old.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. What had you come here to the States?
Mainly was the death in the family. Mom passed. My dad passed earlier. When I was about 3. So we stayed out there for a minute. And then my mom passed. Just moved to Georgia with my grandma. That's where my whole family's from. Actually, my whole family from Georgia. So moved to Georgia. Got connected back in with the family, but we mostly traveled everywhere, man. But that was my birthplace right there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Where are some of the places you all travel to?
Man, everywhere. I got family in Cali. I got family in Arizona. My dad's from Pittsburgh. You know what I'm saying? So not in the A, but Pittsburgh. Where the Steelers play.
Yeah.
So we kind of was all over. And then with that being said, like my mom, she was in the military. My dad was in the military. So when it came down to it, they was traveling before we was even born.
Yeah. And you got a great amount of siblings too.
Yeah, man. I got actually 3 brothers and 1 sister. And then I got stepbrothers added on to that because getting married all into the family. So it's a big collab, man.
Yeah,
it's a lot of us.
Yeah. There you go. Got you. So let's talk about elementary school for you, Rasheed. Where you go and how was it coming up?
All right, so in elementary, started off in the A. When I moved to Georgia, I went to GA Towns, and man, believe it or not, pretty cool school, man. Met a lot of celebrities there, because a lot of kids I went to school with, they had family members that was in the entertainment industry, and I was a big WCW, WWF fan.
Yeah.
And I can't think of the name of the 2 black twins that they weren't, I think weren't really twins as I grew up, but these guys, they wrestled, and their uncle was the guy with the bald head that promoted them on WWF.
Oh, okay.
So they actually came to our school and, had this big uproar with all the kids, man. And I was already in the wrestling anyway because my granddad used to always sit there, have me and my brothers wrestling with us. So I got into it real big.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, elementary was cool. Then, end up moving on the other side. I was actually stayed down the street from Harper Archer.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And then I moved to the other side by Cascade. So I stayed on Collier Heights side on the west side. With Harper Archer, they mixed that school. Then I moved to the other side of Cascade, and that's where I went to Camp Creek Middle School.
Okay.
And it was crazy thing too, mentioning that. I actually went to Randolph Elementary, and that's when I started getting my entrepreneur skills up.
Okay.
So,
talk a little bit about that.
The crazy part about that is, man, I was bad. I grew up with maybe a lot of little rough kids, even my brothers, man. I had a brother that's 10 months older than me, and I got another brother that's like a year or something younger than me. So when it came down to it, we was stealing candy, man.
Oh, man.
So I had the hustle game going, man. I was stealing candy, going to school, selling it, and man, it was funny, man. Like, to me, as a kid, it was something to do, because we was all just running bad, doing little stuff, trying to get away with things. That's how it always happened with the kids, how they get into it.
Yeah.
So, I'm taking candy, selling candy at school, and, my brother ended up getting caught. And he ended up having to go to the detention center, but they actually put him on was like the probation. So he had to go do community service.
Gotcha.
And man, that community service was crazy. And I was glad I didn't get caught.
Yeah.
See, he got caught with a whole bag of candy And that kind of steered me away from doing it as much.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, man, there's consequences. Because
Yeah.
I used to always steal candy when I was younger and never got caught. So I had a knack for it. You know, just some and the kids be playing around, don't know the repercussions of what you do when you're getting older.
Exactly.
But when you're young, you just doing stuff, not worrying about, you know, cause and effect.
Exactly.
But yeah, man, I was doing that. And so I kind of got a knack to that, you know, doing little stuff, making stuff like little paper stuff for kids, selling it for a quarter and stuff.
Okay.
So I got into that hustle real young and, you know, it started getting real popular to me and everything. And so, hey, from that point on, man, I just had a knack for always trying to hustle and make money.